To see Hayden again. She'd get to know him, to act right alongside him. He wouldn't just be somebody she dreamed about every night. He wouldn't just be a handsome man in a photograph, his scrawling signature in the corner of the black and white headshot. It'd really be him. She couldn't believe it. She didn't know how the producers had managed to get him to agree to star in this little indie film. Maybe they'd sacrificed a virgin to get him to sign on. Maybe he was bored with the bigger Hollywood movies and wanted something different. Maybe it was because Mercury was in retrograde, and wasn't that supposed to make things weird in the universe? What am I going to do? Lucy shot Aaron a terrified glance. Aaron laughed. Don't look at him like you're going to puke, for one. Am I dreaming? Pinch me. Throw a bucket of ice water on me. Aaron pinched her so hard that Lucy yelped. Okay, it's real. No more pinching, said Lucy. Aaron flashed her a grin, a pretty woman with auburn hair and an exuberant laugh. Aaron had become Lucy's friend after they'd had one ridiculous conversation about their favorite cat memes. Aaron had a smaller part in the film than Lucy, who'd somehow managed to get the lead role despite not having any movie experience. Lucy's resume, though, was as long as her arm, with parts in anything her agent could land her. Commercials, plays, short indie flicks, and everything in between. Lucy had played everything from a woman dying of cancer to a crazy stalker ex-girlfriend to a dumb blonde friend. If you printed out a list of stereotypical roles for women in Hollywood, Lucy had done them all. She'd recently done a commercial where she was a woman suffering from irritable bowel syndrome and had found the perfect medication to treat it. That had been both a highlight and a low point in Lucy's not-so-illustrious career. It had taken her close to 9 years — Lucy had just turned 27 earlier in June — to snag a role like this.
10 more minutes and we're going to start the next scene,
said Jim as he passed by Lucy.
Head over to wardrobe to get changed.
Lucy wolfed down her food in record time. Checking the time, she realized that she had 5 minutes to change before Jim would yell at her for being late. She hurried to the costumes trailer without looking where she was going. As she wrenched open the trailer door, she ran straight into a hard, muscular chest.
Whoa there,
said a deep male voice, large hands steadying Lucy. Lucy looked up, and up, and up, to see laughing blue eyes gazing down at her. Although the man wasn't classically handsome, he was certainly striking with those eyes of his. With his dark hair and cleft chin, he could easily be featured in the pages of a magazine as a fashion model, lounging around in clothing that cost more than Lucy made in a year. Lucy had done a few modeling projects in between acting gigs, and this guy fit the profile exactly. He even smelled expensive.
I'm used to women throwing themselves at me,
the man drawled, his voice like velvet against Lucy's skin.
But this is a bit much.
His gaze traveled from her face to her chest before taking a leisurely survey of her entire body. Lucy blushed, irritation flashing in her eyes. Of course, she'd run into some schmuck when she was in a hurry. Hopping away from him, she replied crisply, I need to get into the trailer. He clucked his tongue.
Not even one little sorry for practically running me over?
Lucy rolled her eyes and tried to push past him. I'm not a liar, so no, I'm not apologizing because I'm not sorry. The man leaned against the doorframe, effectively blocking Lucy's way. Considering he was over a head taller than Lucy's 5'2" frame, there was no way she would get around him. She growled under her breath. Why did she always have to deal with the jackasses on set? Lucy took in the man's appearance, noting that he wore ripped-up jeans and an old t-shirt. Despite his looks, he wasn't dressed like anyone important. He looked like he could be some guy who worked behind the scenes. Besides, if he were someone important, she would have met him already. Lucy had been introduced to the producers and director the first day she'd arrived on Hazel Island. This strange man, whoever he was, kept smiling down at her. The smile